Greeting salutations, right? Man, look, I got nothing done yesterday. I was sitting there watching that BOT meeting. Like a lot of y'all didn't stream it for a reason, though. Should have. But y'all know it's just a lot of crazy stuff going on in FAMU. And today we got FAMU folks everywhere. So you got Brian and Kelvin doing something. Got me, I always do my thing in my time. But we're gonna talk about some of this stuff, and y'all know the old sayings, especially amongst black folks. It's always a ram in the bush. This week, what? There's many of that out there. Y'all know what it's about to be. Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
That's right, you see it. Rams in the bush. Look, we gotta, I don't even think it's like a double entendre or anything. It's just double meeting. What's up, little baby? Man, that's two arms. Interesting week, isn't it? We're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about some of the stuff with AD. I'm going from the statement. I'm not going with the WCTV stuff. Not because I don't care. It's just because I'm very much of a wait and see person. Yeah, I know for me, I don't break news. I confirm it. So, had I heard stuff like a lot of y'all via the street committee? Absolutely. That's why I said on Sunday, keep my AD in your prayers, because I'd heard stuff. I couldn't confirm stuff. And y'all know I don't like slander. I'll talk greasy about you now. But it's gonna be for a reason. But yeah, as more comes out, boy, this seems like some shaky sand. But anywho's, I will say this: FAMU Hall of Famer Vaughn Wilson is going to be on there to talk about the NIL stuff and just the millions of things he's doing. So, yeah, he's going to be on there round one tomorrow, 6 p.m. Hallelujah 95. You can also catch that on iHeartRadio round one with St. Clair Moraine. You got a little co-host too. You might recognize the voice. So, yeah, man. Now, FAMU Hall of Fame makes me get older every year. We have a laundry list. Quavana Curry for women's basketball. I don't remember her. So some of these people, I'm about to pull up some of their pictures. Amber Fullwood, Rachel Pye. I remember that name. Lillian, I think it is. Spencer. Like, okay. I ain't gonna lie to you. I wouldn't go on the FAMU tennis games like that. Not even gonna hold you. Now, this one, Wayne Barber, name sounds familiar. Now, Jomo Cousins, I remember. That's when they keep them out there. Carlos Odom, another one. Name, yes, very familiar. Philip Sylvester, a Wildcat killer. Hey, take it how you want to, but yeah, I know I'm at least be honest with you about that one. And then let's see, Willie Booker and George Alaves for swimming, which we don't even have a swimming program anymore. So see what I'm looking for is over there. So that's something. And then for our contributors, look, I'm here for this. Roy Moore, friend of the show, even though he family friend. Piggly Wiggly, all that food you get for the low price of whatever, yes sir. Maurice Pickett, Jacqueline Perkins, Michael Smith, athletic director. He is like the permanent relief athletic director. And then, of course, Vaughn Wilson, athletic supporter. So, I guess when you try to raise $1 million, you get a little bit of attention. So, and also for those who are feeling froggy and you want to jump, make sure I put that on the big screen. Kurt Dawkins, he didn't do great at the NCAA stuff, but he was there. And we are still collecting some donations. We got some people. So thank you to those who have donated for Kurt and the track team. So again, all donations are for Kurt Dawkins and the FAMU track team. So Kurt is our poster athlete, doing the good stuff and the goodwill of Florida A&M University on behalf of himself and his teammates. But again, all the funds are to benefit FAMU track. So Kurt is he's our poster athlete. Ain't no official NIL papers yet, but we'll see. I ain't gonna make no promises, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get to continue to have his services as he is here on the highest of 7 hills. So, just kind of putting that out there, letting y'all folks know what's up. Also, softball camp. Coach Beal got a softball camp going on. And I mean, so far, I ain't gonna lie. She's done a good job of marketing this. Like, she's got players posting that they're there, and some of the pictures on Twitter. That's cool with me. I will say some of the reasons I didn't drop some of their pictures. What's up, Edwin? Look, I'm gonna say the trouble for the end. Trouble won't last always. But the good trouble's coming at the end. I will say this though. But yeah, Coach Bill has several athletes. It starts tomorrow. So you're going to see some of those players come through. And I will say, like I said, I like that they have a whole thing where the players hey, I'm coming. They got a picture of them. But the only reason I didn't snag some of the pictures is I'm a little different with the girls than I am with the guys. You can say it's a double standard you want to, but I'm a girl dad. And some of these dudes out here are creepers. So I don't know how I feel about having somebody's high school daughter up there, because I don't always love their college daughter being up there. I live 2 eyes to me, 2 eyes to you. Live sports. The uncles are watching. Fix your outfit. I say it in love. I ain't trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be loving. All right, so baseball though, we did get a commitment. Alex Moneal. So make that a little bigger. There you go. There you go. He is from FSCJ. If you don't know what that is, it's Florida State College, Jacksonville. So they have a sports team over there. I believe, I don't have great information, but I believe his brother played baseball at UNF. So he is a baseball legacy. He's an outfielder. No big home runs. So, not a big bopper so far. But that could change. You never know. More kiddos might have that magic. But, so far, pretty solid on the baseball pad. And I ain't gonna lie, recruiting, I'm okay with it. I'm going to steal with that Bomani Jones line. ABC, always be recruiting. And for that, look, I'm just telling you, the OBC, I want to see a whole bunch of kids on the sideline, because half of Miami Southridge and Miami Norland been getting offers from FAMU. We got another one, Leon Sullivan Jr. He's a DB receiver, and he's also a kick returner. Listed as running a 4.4, 2026, 6 foot 170 guy. Okay, I did see the huddle. It needs more plays. It's definitely got the highlights, but it's 1 or 2 highlights per game. So give me a good 5-minute one, maybe 3-minute, because all of it a minute, 50 seconds. And most of it's him returning kicks, which is solid. He looks solid back there, but I think he's probably more of a DB than a receiver right now, just from what I saw. But again, it's huddle. You can't use huddle to make all your judgment. I will agree with Mr. Scott. Huddle is great to see the basics. Like, okay, what does this kid have? But it doesn't show you the full everything. Like some of these kids have phenomenal huddle films, and they're just good editors. Like, does he hit the ball where they aim? And his on base high. How much outfield does he take away? Whoo, man. I ain't gonna lie, it would go to the FSCJ website on and that's about our baseball player, Alex. His stats were solid. I think his batting average was like 3-something, 1 home run. I didn't look at everything because baseball get very analytically, and I don't feel like doing the math. Like, I love baseball, but sometimes when you start breaking down the analytics of baseball, I started just staring and looking. Like, but it's a game of analytics. Like, easy. Oh yeah. I hope. I'm hoping. And we are potentially replacing one of our best players who did hit the portal from the baseball team. So we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see. All right, y'all. Now, if y'all don't remember, OBC tickets are out. 4:00 kick. Almost all of our games are afternoon games, actually. So, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna let that slide sit where it is. I'm gonna leave that where it is. So if you don't have your tickets, consider it. I didn't see any prices. I didn't check them this week, but last time I checked, it was between $70 and $100 or some dollars for some of the good seats. So now for that game, don't forget my score prediction: 34-20. I got FAMU winning the OBC. The next week, I think we catch an L, 45-24. It's also in South Florida. So now this one, we're gonna see. And as y'all can see, this the rest of the home games. And y'all can see, first home game of the season. Shout out to everyone in power and even those who ain't. 7:00 kick for the Albany State game. I love it for the time. I hate it for the travel. Because if I'm going to that game, I mean, that's like 4 hours, 5-6 hours of sleep. We're talking about what, like 10 o'clock ending, 11 o'clock getting about that piece, 11:30 getting to the house. Yeah, I'll be leaving like 5 in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, I don't be playing about that. But that's our schedule. I see night game in Bragg for Albany State. I love it. 3:00 game for Alabama State. Now, I'm not mad at that because by halftime, we're talking 5 o'clock. They're going to bring the band. Like last time, I ain't going to lie. Alabama State brought the band. Bring them back. Bring them back. Yeah. You got that. Alabama State showed out. They did not. They left very little on the plate. They was eating that day. I ain't gonna take nothing from them. They had crowd engagement. They brought a good amount of fans. Like Alabama State, you getting a full clap on that one. Y'all did good when y'all came to Bragg last time. Bring your butts back down. Like that was a good one. This is quietly my second favorite rivalry in the SWAC. Like I don't like the Jackson State rivalry. At this point, it's not really a great rivalry because we ain't got enough wins, but it's always between us and them in sports, and they winning too often. So, yeah. And look, do FAMU fans prefer day games or nights? Southern is a night game fan base. Alcorn is a day game fan base. It depends on the time of year. During the spring, give me a night game. I mean, not spring. It's during that summer because it's really not the fall. It's just fall and title. From the Albany State game, really the first 2 games, I like those times. You could really give me that Alabama State game a little bit later, but I'll take that. EA, are they influenced by TV? Probably. I don't see the networks. I will ask SID Driscoll, when we have these, if we know the networks, can we put the networks up there that they're going to be on? I'm pretty sure most of these, if not all, are going to be on the ESPN family of networks, meaning you probably need ESPN Plus. But I don't know for sure, but because I don't have the information in front of me, and I'll be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, when I go to pull the networks for where our games are played, I go to the other schools. FAMU almost never has it. Like, not a slight, not a shot at my boy Josh or the crew. You know, it's one man army, one man wrecking crew. But I do know a lot of times that information you do better jobs finding on other websites. So EA, is it influenced by TV? Probably. I would also speculate it's somewhat influenced by what's going on across the street, because as we do know, the Jackson State game is on the same day as FSU homecoming. And shout out to still my AD Suggs. I saw the shot she fired. Like, they asked her about that game. She's like, yeah, it's FSU's homecoming. Nobody goes to it. I'm like, that's why you're a real one. Like, you're a real one because you're honest. And sorry for looking this way. I got FSU schedule on this screen, and I don't want to accidentally click on this and close it on accident. So let's see that first game. Just to kind of look right fast. 13th, you at home by yourself. The 27th, FSU's out of town. It's a Friday game for them. October 11th, you are sharing. They don't have the times for that one. So October 11th, North Carolina Central. That is a home game where FSU plays Pitt. Hopefully it's not Parents Weekend, because honestly, Parents Weekend is worse than homecoming. Like, the weekend you don't want to schedule games on the same day as Florida State at home, UM and Parents Weekend. Every other game, unless it's like Clemson, you good, because Clemson actually travels. Like, I've done FSU Clemson before. That game's normally fun. FSU UNC is actually a pretty fun one too. I've done that one. Virginia Tech don't travel that well. Like, not to Tallahassee. Like, you got to consider you going from one place that's kind of hard to get to another place that's hard to get to. So, and then the Jackson State game, that one is, what's that? The first. Boom, 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 boom. Wake Forest. Ain't nobody coming to that. Like, I'm sorry. So the only game that you kind of worried about, that North Carolina Central game, and they're playing Pitt. As long as it's not Parents Weekend, you're good. And homecoming being the first, I don't see that they have it listed on their website, but more than likely, Parents Weekend is probably going to be either the 6th or the 20th. Yep, there it is. Family weekend. So, look, I told you, I'm an FSU fan. I'm a FAMU grad, and I work for both. So I kind of know how they be doing that thing. So Pitt is cancer awareness. So probably a pink out. I ain't going to hold you. October 11th. North Carolina Central's colors are too close to pink. But if the whole city wore pink that day, that'd be fire. I'm going to leave that there. So those are your two conflictions. And like I said, FSU homecoming, nobody comes to that. We Southern fans hate those early starts that SU and the rest of the SWAC do in November. So much downtime in the evenings. So I say it like this, Edwin. It depends on the time of year. The later in the year, the earlier we like the games. We don't love a noon kickoff, but for homecoming, yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. 4 o'clock's late. Like, October 18th, that's a little late. And it's not because of the weather. Nobody gives two poops about the weather. It's a party. Like, you about to mess up the party. Like, 4 o'clock. Folks are leaving after halftime. I don't give a rip if it's homecoming or not. I'm gonna be real with you. You know, I'm gonna be the realest dude in the room at all times when I can be. And in this moment, I'm gonna be real with you. That homecoming floor 4 o'clock click, 4 o'clock kick is a problem because you mess up the party. Because see, With homecoming, the trick is I'm not a party guy. I'm a family guy. So I really enjoy for homecoming. That's like a family reunion for me. So I enjoy post game. We finish going to the family cookout. That's my favorite part of homecoming. It ain't the game. It's the family for me, and the FAMU league for me. I love a good 3:00 kick for homecoming. It's solid. That extra hour back, it's okay. I don't mind 12 a little early, but the best thing about a 12 o'clock homecoming, you get there about 10. It's early because you literally coming straight from the parade. But as soon as you get there, the game hit, 3:00, the game over. Man, the rest of the night is yours. And everybody, look, you go to the family cookout, everybody eat, and then everybody go their separate ways. That's the best part of homecoming. Like, I'm just saying. So, depends on the time of year. Early in the year, up until probably that October time, 3:00 and later. After October, as you start creeping into November, because remember, it gets cold in Tallahassee, like it do in Baton Rouge, and move that game up. 3:00, 12:00. Don't nobody want no Knights and Bragg. That mug is cold. Like, I don't know what I hate to tell anybody the truth, but the wind gust in Bragg Memorial Stadium on a cold night, oh, undefeated. Bragg Memorial will have you over here looking like oh no. Nobody from Florida wants that. There is no greater way to keep the crowd at home for that football game, and folks to look up and be like, oh, it's supposed to be 50 degrees. Oh, heck no, I ain't doing that. Black folks, we like to be cute, but when it's dark and it would go into the fourth quarter, it's like a good 30 degree that Hulk. Heck no. Negroes don't like that. Wow, recent generations do that even as Southern now. We older generation be looking at them like, where the heck y'all going? We used to come dressed to party. Man, look, I ain't gonna hold you. My parents were in that generation. So we came to the game. You look decent, but if you was going somewhere after the game, you had to go and take a shower and then go to the party. Look, I'm sorry. I can't be smelling like Fresh Stadium. Just cut the rug. No, doc. Hey, you got to show up late to the club anyway. You got to be late to the party. Like the family party, you're on time. The public party, you're late. They got to see the outfit. And if you're not wearing an outfit and you got your good smell good on, oh, you got to smell good when I walk by. I'm sorry. Look, I didn't spend this on this kind of cologne. Look, I didn't go to Bath and Body Works and get the good lotion for no reason. Come on, man. You go feel me. Like, exactly. Like, I got to brush my hair. I got to take a shower. I'm riding the car with a do-rag on. Like, I'm just saying. Oh, no. I mean, yes and no. It depends on where you're going. I ain't gonna lie. Like, FAMU folks, we like to, if it's outside, yeah, we sweat. But if it's inside, nah, man. Hey, I am what I am. I can't deny it. Like, some things, it's just there. Now, for that third game of the season, the first home game, that's the one we're really looking at. Albany State versus FAMU. This one, I think FAMU's gonna win. Like, let's just put like there's no reason to like kind of beat around the bush on this one. Like, FAMU should win this game. Should they dominate? Maybe. Like, because the last time FAMU played Albany State, okay, it was a little closer than it should have been. Like, at times, inquiring minds was looking like we might lose. And so for this one, I hope he stayed a losing record last year, 6-4. One of the losses is 3 arms. One of the losses was against Valdosta State. I think that's the closest competition to what FAMU had that you can really compare it to. So when you kind of look at just them overall, and if y'all don't know, first I look at the overall stats, like season totals, and then I kind of look through the game by game. And if it's a school that's higher than you or lower than you, and when I mean higher, I mean at the FCS level or FBS, sorry, bowl level, or Division II or whatever level they are. I try to see when they play somebody kind of like you. And look, that's what I'm saying, little baby. First half, Albany State ain't what you normally want. They aggravate you. And this is before Quinn got there and after him. The second half is when we pull away. And it's kind of what you see, honestly, if you want to compare this is kind of like when we go down to play FAU. This is Albany State coming down to play FAMU. Like, they coming down for a little check and a beating and a good home. But overall, and the reason I say you got to look at the individual games and you just can't look at the stat totals. If you look at Albany State on paper, it's a pass-heavy offense. You're like, hey, rushing yards compared to passing yards are way down. And so this is a pass-heavy offense. But when you kind of look at some of especially the game against the most comparable team, they're a balanced offense. They ran just as much as they passed against Albany State. Now, some of the other teams they played, again, I'm not going to compare FAMU to Shaw. I'm not going to compare FAMU to Fort Valley State. Even though you have a player from Fort Valley State, it ain't the same monster. That's like me telling you that Alcorn is the same as FAU. No, they're not the same. Quality teams, quality talent, but not the same. So, is Albany State's FAMU D2 preferred opponent? Do they play other schools like Miles, Vada State, etc.? I will say, preferred Division II opponent. You hit the nail on the head, partially because of proximity and relationship. Albany to Tallahassee is about 2 hours, and your foot's not to the floor. It's you riding through South Georgia because you know how the police in Georgia are, and you're in Albany in about 2 hours. It's normally, if you're coming from Tallahassee, if you're older, of a certain generation type, you ride through Thomasville up to Valdosta, and then you catch 75 on the other side of Albany. Sorry, I said the Valdosta. I'm sorry. You ride from Tallahassee to Albany, and then you catch Interstate 75 instead of riding down I-10 to 75. It's a similar difference, but riding through South Georgia, you save a little time, you get a little better food. Black people who are from the South, from Tallahassee, going to the Atlanta Classic, will tell you about going to the sausage stove. There's only one we're talking about. If you know, you know. And it's one of those, you going to the sausage stove, we don't even know the name of the place. It was like 4 years before I knew the place was called Stripling's. But that's the place. That's our little stop in between Tallahassee and Atlanta. So their little motto is, you never sausage a place. So, but that is our preferred Division II. Tuskegee kind of used to be for a different generation, but it's just not easy to get to. I mean, it's not a long ride. It's just they don't travel as well coming to us. And then EWC just became a Division II. So we don't really have a tradition of playing them, and Flomo is just too far. That's 8-hour ride for them kids to travel to Tallahassee to get beat. I would have preferred them over Lincoln. But yeah, so Albany State, make a long answer shorter. Yes, preferred Division II team. We don't play Valdosta State, partially because they're white, but also because they might actually beat you. We can be real, we can lie about this. Albany State was kicking butt at the same time FAMU was kicking butt, and Florida State was kicking butt. You literally had that whole area was a problem football wise for a nice little area. Baton Rouge Blue Store, which is actually named Triplet Food Mart. Exactly. Like, look, if you know, you know. Now with one of the reason Valdosta State beat Albany State wasn't just because they were just more talented. A lot of it was kicking. They did a better team. Like we could be facetious about this, and in this case, I think FAMU is a better team than Albany State. They got like 20-some points against Valdosta. Valdosta dropped 45. This ain't a Valdosta State show, but I'm just using them as comparable because talent-wise, you're probably not that dissimilar at that time. I'm just going to say it like this. FAMU should drop 50. But I don't think you win by 40. Like, I could easily see, much to Lil Baby's point, that first half, Albany State always gives us a fight. A lot of kids from Florida on that roster, a lot of kids from South Georgia. A lot of those kids are very familiar with FAMU. Some of those kids played for FAMU. Some of those kids wanted to play for FAMU. So I don't like that. This is their Super Bowl. I hate that line. But this is a big game for them. Their friends going to be there. Their family going to be there. Probably one of the larger crowds they play in front of, even though Bragg ain't the Bragg it used to be. Like, you probably going to get a good 16,000, maybe 17, depending on how y'all feeling about Marvel. So for this one, I think offensively, we offense defense, we got to break that down. Defensively, lock them up. Lock the receivers up. Make them have to run the ball. But if you've seen Albany State's quarterback, he looks a lot more like the quarterback at FSU. And if you haven't seen Thomas Castellano throw the ball, look like duck hunt out there. At least unless he change some things. Look for some ducks to be thrown. And them ducks are going to be wounded. Them safeties might have a field day if they're trying to throw deep balls. I'm just saying, it's going to be some fun. Like, little baby, like, yeah. I saw Albany State quarterback. I'm like, bro, you trying to force an issue, ain't you? Like, I ain't going to hold you. Y'all might want to holler at number 7 for fam. Go see if you get Junior on that roster. It can't be much worse than that. Because, yeah, it wasn't looking pretty. I'll say it like that. They're not going to be able to throw the ball. They shouldn't be able to. They'll probably get one big play on you. But to consistently get a lot of big plays shouldn't happen. Now, they can nickel and dime you. That's possible. But to sit up there and just gash you shouldn't happen. Now, the running game is going to be in question. Can they block and can they withstand? It is another game where you kind of hope to rotate the D-line kind of early so that by halftime, the starters aren't playing. Like, let's be honest. By the fourth quarter, I don't want to know nobody's name. I want to literally have a program or a phone. Who is he? Number 73. Oh, that's that guy from, I want to be like that. Oh, that's that kid from from Jacksonville, the one that just signed. Yeah, I'm glad he get in the game. Yeah. I'm trying to be on that kind of time. That's the kind of time I'm trying to be on. Fourth quarter, I don't want to know nobody's name. Nobody but Colsey. Who out there? Colsey. Who else? I don't know. I'm trying to be. I'm on that kind of time. Offensively, I want to see a 4-string quarterback by the fourth quarter. He isn't on the roster. But I'm saying that like by fourth quarter, I'm trying to be like I want the forget me nots in there. Like, bro, I forgot you not. I thought you had graduated. Boy, I'm so glad you got some time. I want that. Like, offensively, run it. It would be nice to get some big plays, but a lot of times when you lose these kind of games, it's because you get greedy. Like, you don't execute the plan. And this is your first game. It's the first home game back. Second home game since Valley. I'm sorry. We have a streak now. One game. Time to bring it back. You got to run it back cozy. So hopefully, again, we want to see the backups. And this should be a molly-whopping. Very physical game. By fourth quarter, they should be arm tackling. And they should be arm tackling the fourth running back. That speedy guy that we got that just transferred in. Bo ought to be getting plenty of run time. Bo ought to hit 100 yards. Just saying. Like, I don't need to see running back one out there the whole time. I'm just saying. So my score for this one, I don't think FAMU gets 50, but I'm going to go 49. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say 52, and I'm going to give Albany State 17. I think it's a big win. That ain't quite 40. So, but I think kind of much like Lil Baby said, by halftime, closer than you want. But then by the fourth quarter, we comfortable. And we all, y'all are home. Gerald has written this article, and I'm sitting there looking like, hey, let's get to the post game so I can talk this. Matter of fact, y'all can have a running clock. So we're going to see. Now, to get away from athletics, good trouble, you know. Hopefully y'all caught the Board of Trustees meetings. I missed most of the one this morning. So I tried to catch it. Stuff happened. Honestly, I just got phone calls. Folks want to talk. I'm one of those, you know, when family call, I answer. So, but man, it was interesting yesterday. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. A couple things before we, you know, do too much. I'm tired of hearing about other schools. I'm gonna say that. Like, in my marriage, I don't compare my marriage to your marriage. I don't compare my shoes to your shoes. Your shoes probably cost more than mine. I don't care. But what I definitely need for them to do, stop comparing the contract you're trying to get to Marvin Johnson to the contract that they get at Florida State University. Because in the contract, they have an NCAT. Because guess what? And even when they start talking, when did their endowment get bigger than ours? Well, they did get a couple significant donations. And for about the past 45 years, at least maybe a decade, their enrollment has been larger than FAMU's. Enrollment matters. Like, you can't pay someone the second or third highest contract when you have the second to third smallest enrollment. You barely got 10,000 students. Like, you talking about schools like UNF, Florida Gulf Coast, who don't have don't have football, who are paying their president more with larger enrollments. So all of a sudden, all those student fees and everything else makes a difference. It's like, y'all post game is what helps me appreciate SU playing early games. I remember listening to one of your shows when Coley said there will be changes in off the play calling. Hey, you heard it. I ain't gonna say you heard it here first, but you heard it. So, anyways, your enrollment matters. If you're not going to increase enrollment, you can't increase this lady's pay. Secondly, I love these people saying how they have a fiduciary responsibility, but are blowing it up. Like, everything you said went out the water where you're like, oh, we're going to pay $1 million. We can't afford that. Like, I don't always subscribe to everything my boy says. Gosh, I can't remember his name. He's a white dude. I be trying to say white. I be saying peak Africans. I don't like calling people white. They're not white. Anyways, y'all know the financial guy. He does the classes. He's a Trump supporter, but he knows his finances. Anyways, most of us don't have a saving problem. We have a spending problem. In this case, all you heard in that Board of Trustees meeting yesterday was them say, we are going to spend this much money, and this is our budget. And we're anticipating some increases here, but we're anticipating some decreases in giving. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I like Dr. Beard, but I'm sorry, Scotty, but you about to lose your ranking and you about to lose your title because Captain Petty, Dr. Beard was high petty. Like they were like, yeah, alumni giving is supposed to go down due to some of the decisions of this board. And I'm sitting there looking like, oh, you did not. Okay, Doc. Okay. You one of them. Okay. You might be a Republican. But again, your political affiliation don't really matter. It's how far to the left or the right you're going to go. And how close to the middle can you be? Because when he said that, and then Harper co-signed it, and it was like everybody in the room was like, everybody just told y'all that they're not going to give because they don't like this lady. Actions have consequences. Like, I'm just saying, like, you want to learn how to give out money and say F you. And look, the best part, I forgot my man name. I call him Bowtie. I know, that ain't his name. My daddy was like fussing at me about that kind of stuff, but whatever. When he was sitting up there slamming tables, he wasn't literally slamming tables, but upside that the board of trustees was ignored. I was quoting my friend Ryan Nicholson. Now you see how it feels. Nobody cares how hurt your feelings are because you ignored your constituents. I'm sorry, let me say it in professional terms. You ignored your stakeholders. How are you going to hit those KPIs when you've ignored these stakeholders who give you those donations? Nobody cared that your feelings was hurt. You hurt our feelings first. Sorry. That wasn't us getting our lit back. But honestly and truthfully, nobody cared that you were getting ignored because you ignored other people. The last one before I jump off this one. But wasn't that thing interesting? When Chair Harper was like, hey, can she have a contract where, she kind of has to raise funds and, pay for her own contract? And they were like, oh, we've already talked about that. And we've been told that that's not a thing. And she said, who did you talk to? Ooh. I'm sorry. Look, collusion's a crime. That sounded like collusion. Like, look, I ain't trying to send nobody to jail. I really am not. But when she sat up there and was like, who are y'all talking to? Who told you that she couldn't she couldn't raise money and a portion of what she raised goes back to her contract? I'm telling y'all. Y'all notice your boy wasn't there. The trust got to be earned guy. I don't forgot your name. Sorry. Look, and I'm trying not to call him. Look, I got a whole scoping for it from Pops. So I'm gonna listen a little bit, not a little bit. But I'm just saying, digging these crawfish during straight no chaser segment. Look, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Like, trust is earned. Look, Harper, and when she said, I don't want to run again, I'm tired. We all understand. And we caught the side piece when y'all were like, hey, we need to, rotate some of these members of the board. You better. Because when the stuff hits the fan and people start, because elections have consequences. We all know what's about to happen, right? What should happen. Like, unless some things significantly change, this next election is going to be a bloodbath for a certain party. I ain't going to say who. Even in a red state like Florida, certain areas are going to come out in droves, just in spite of. And it's not just going to be them. It's going to be everybody. But they're going to be held by their constituents. You don't think the next Florida governor, especially, I hate to tell y'all, if it's y'all little cousin, I don't know why you're running. Y'all giving that. I'm not even a Republican. But if you're going to put that brother up there, you might well give that elected to the Democrats. First and foremost, white folks don't even like him, especially the ones in certain counties. I was trying not to say it, but you think the Panhandle gonna vote for that brother? I'm not black, I'm OJ. Okay. I'm just saying, like, so now I will say I do appreciate AD Suggs. I did reach out and just let her know thoughts and prayers. And I appreciate her dropping the statement. If y'all have noticed, I tell y'all quick, I'm a historian, not a journalist. I'm not gonna almost ever be the first to report something. Unless it's post-game stuff. As Edwin, I be trying. I don't edit. I just whatever they give me, I drop it and I release it, and I try to drop it before I get to the house. But when it comes to other stuff, I don't mind being late to the party. And I love our AD statement where it says, regarding the charges recently brought against me in connection with my previous place of employment, I want to make it clear that these matters are entirely unrelated to Florida University to my current role. I am fully committed to addressing these allegations through the appropriate legal channels. I regret the distraction caused and am deeply grateful for the unwavering support, fervent prayers, and continued encouragement I've received during this most difficult time. I remain focused, resilient, and committed to our shared goals and determined to fulfill our ongoing plan and collective success. Look, I appreciate it, AD. I will say this. If it's for $1,300, we doing all this for $1,300? A naysayer can Uber and make that. Like you got a good week on Lyft and you got that. We doing all this for $1,300? And I'm gonna say it like this. I'm gonna go back to what that Pink African said. Sorry, Pops. I don't like the WH word, don't sound right coming out of my mouth. On a public channel. Trust is earned. And one thing, and I saw what some of my former players put up there. I ain't gonna say their name because I don't want to give them a platform. Honestly, that's my thing. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Even with your boy who went out there and it was like, hey, all y'all was getting on me. It's like, yeah, because the hot stuff you dropped was trash. And then the kid refuted it. Like, sorry, bro. Like, it's not a hatred thing, but what you dropped was trash. What AD Suggs has earned, one, I say this, she earned a chance. And we're going into year one, about to finish year one of the Suggs era. First and foremost, she balanced the athletic budget. Again, trust is earned. You said it yourself at the Board of Trustees meeting. I got you. Look, again, I'm a historian, so I'm going to quote you. Trust is earned. Angela Suggs has earned your trust at FAMU. Now, whatever happened at the other place, that's between her and them. But at Florida A&M University, and I ain't saying this just because I'm an Angela Suggs fan and Angela Suggs stan, because go back and check anything I said about Tiffany Dawn Sykes. I feel like I was fair. You might not feel I was fair, but I was never calling like, oh, she shouldn't be. My first thing was when she got hired, like, she's not the most qualified. But after that, I stood on that table and said, FAMU is tied to her success. Her failure is not my benefit. Much like Marvel. I'll be honest, when they do what they're going to do, I want her to succeed because her success is tied to FAMU. Now, do I think? We'll see. I'll leave that there. I ain't gonna get that political because I see what y'all doing. But AD Suggs has earned trust. She's replaced a program she's created. Remember, Angela Suggs helped create the Investing in Champions program. And year one scrapped it. Said, yeah, this is not working anymore. We got to do something that makes money. We're losing money. Y'all know what kind of cojones it takes to say, I created this, but I'll build back better. I'll build something better. Matter of fact, I'll scrap it completely. We'll start over and we'll find something new. An a la carte process is what she's saying. I'll be listening to AD. She's earned that though. Like, because you balance the budget in a time when we went through a whole scandal, everything, all this kind of stuff. You balance the athletic budget when we was facing what was $600,000 deficit, right? You balanced it. Okay. All right. APR looked like it's solid. I mean, I give Tiff credit. She knocked it out of the park. She did an amazing job with that. AD Suggs has followed suit, done a great job as well. Fundraising. She's done a better job of getting the stakeholders involved. I'll say that. Could things be better as far as us getting the Fang exchange integrated into this and getting the boosters integrated in some things? Yeah, but some of that's on I'll say for the boosters. Some of that's on those organizations. Like, there we go. Thank you, Marvin. She wasn't a fit for FAMU. OBG was not it. And that's not saying she was a mean lady. I told y'all, I've said it once. I've said it every time. Every time I saw Tiffany Dawn Sykes, the exchange was warm from day one. My first time seeing her at the the Florida Classic. Hug, greet, nice. I was working the game. I saw her. Hey, AD, I see you working. How you doing? Da. Warm. Tiffany Dawn Sykes was good to me. I can't speak for nobody else. She was good to me as a person. And so I get why some of the former athletes are like, man, she did this for us. She did that for us. She was interchangeably, personally, one-to-one. She was good. Past that one-to-one, maybe not. But for me, my personal experience was solid. Angela Suggs, amazing. Like, I will be honest. There's only one AD I've ever kind of been like, all right, bro. That was Courtney. Ain't gonna lie to y'all. One-to-one, it wasn't. Michael Smith, amazing. Tiffany Dawn Sykes, solid. Like, good. Like, interchangeable. Angela Suggs, amazing. Like, when I tell you the difference in stakeholders is, how many of our shows has AD Suggs been on? I know AD Sykes was on ONG Strike Zone. They kind of had to catch her. And, you know, it wasn't that we didn't ask. You know, it was just a little more difficult, you know. But I'll say that Angela Suggs has been on Off Script. She's been on Fangs Up. She's been on ONG Strike Zone. Like, she's engaged the stakeholders. And she's been very boots on the ground. Like, just saying. And again, we are people in power who will have actual convocations. This isn't a pressing matter. No. Like, you got to be on top of this stuff. And lastly, I hate to say this, relationships matter. It's not a double standard. Like, and it probably is a double standard. Because I ain't seen what Marvin done. I seen Angela Suggs. I seen in 8 months Angela Suggs flip this. And so, do I think Marvin can do this the same in 8 months? I don't know. But I do know she's going to have to start 20 steps behind where a person like Angela Suggs was. Because one, Angela Suggs is one of us. Y'all know how FAMU people are. We are cliquish. It's a very closed society. We're welcoming to anybody. But if you're going to criticize and make changes at FAMU, you better be aware of how FAMU works. And it works better when you're a rattler. If you're not a FAMU person and you start making changes, we're going to buck. Like, that's not And that's not even like being facetious. That's how we are. Like I'm just saying, like my natural position to anything is to buck. Like I'll go along with stuff, but the second I don't like it, I'm just not gonna do it. Like that's just me. With FAMU folks, you come in there telling us what you is and ain't gonna do, and what we is and ain't gonna do. We are very much look underneath that FAMU thing. When it comes after alumni, it should have a little thing that says, "I ain't gotta do nothing but stay black and die." That I promise you, that's like the FAMU mantra. Like, oh man, you better do this. Who you talking to? Oh, you got to do this. Who? I promise you. Ask Keller Winslow, Milton Overton. Like, and Overton was a great AD. Heck, Courtney Gaucher. Like, we don't like change. We don't. And if you're gonna come in there and change stuff, we like credentials. We do. We don't mind if you're from FAMU and you don't know what the hell you're doing. It's a double standard. But you coming to FAMU? Oh man, we bad. Man, this don't know what they doing. I don't know why they got her, where they got her from. Why he here? Who he know? He ain't, come on. You know that's your boy people over there. That ain't it. Like, we like that. And y'all done thrown that lady into this? Okay. Like, oh man. Y'all might as well. Y'all need to pay somebody. like Rattlers ain't opened it. Some of y'all still want a registration done in the grandpa room. Bruh, I was glad when they got rid of that. I think I know I was that last generation of registration in the grand ballroom. I remember I went to it. I'm like, who the heck does this? Like, I come from TCC. I used to do everything on the computer, blah, blah, blah. My class schedule would be done. And I came to FAMU. I'm like, why are we here? I got to take a day off of work to get classes? For why? Oh my gosh, our children got it so much better than we had it. Like, y'all spoiled behinds. And I will give them credit. Everything they said in that meeting wasn't bad. I do like that they were trying to find ways to save the kids money. You know, I love that. My favorite part was when the man from the foundation spoke up, though. And he said, we don't have it. Like, they try to, because what they were doing, and the reason that your boy got so mad at them kids, like, they lying saying we trying to take money from the band and we take money from the football team. Nobody says you try to take money from them, but when you're going line item by line item, the way you're doing, you're trying to find something to cut. Like, nobody's stupid. Like, you are dealing with the number one public HBCU. That's what we say, right? Carbon copy registration forms. I think I was on computer and paper at the time. It was crazy. But we see what's going on. You're trying to do a budget cut in front of us. The problem is we watching. And thankfully, the people who are videotaping, I ain't gonna lie, I just didn't have 3 hours to just sit up there and just leave the thing going. Like 5 hours. That thing went from 8 to 5:30. And I had stuff to do. But I watched it. Like, now you said they would take money from to supplement her salary. That look. Because I don't know her name. Y'all be calling her Frederica. Girl with the Frederick Douglass cut. I'm sorry, baby. I don't know your name. Don't take it personal. Like Jermaine Jackson said, don't take it personal. I just don't know your name. But you know the one with that meme. Be ashamed if somebody decertified that. She said that. She said, oh, we got a spot in athletics where it is a certain amount of money. And she saw that thing. She got excited until that man from the board of trustees said, hey, he act like that OG too. Say, man. What's your boy Ali? He is hilarious. Like, I don't know if y'all watch him on YouTube. All his specials are free. That brother's hilarious. He just crossed the other side in 1911. but he is hilarious. Say, man, I'm gonna tell you right fast. If you want to make it at FAMU, don't touch the band in the football team. Like Buddy told her quick, like, you wants to see some mad folks, mess with the band in the football team. Like, I ain't telling you what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I seen. And honestly, she didn't go to FAMU. Like, I discount anybody who didn't go to FAMU, after the Robert Champion situation. Because I was in those stands when the band was suspended. I was there when MC Light was rapping under the scoreboard, and we sitting over here like, sure would be nice if we had a band. Sure would be nice. Y'all don't like the folks who didn't experience that. You don't get how integral the band is. Like, it's part of the a la carte experience. You get the football team and you get the band. They go together. It's like your fried chicken and your potato salad. Now, you might like your potato salad cold. I like mine warm. I throw mine in the microwave. I put a little, smoked paprika on it, whatever. That's just me. I don't like cold food like that all the time. But they go together. Like, it's kind of, you go to a football game, FSU without the marching chiefs, and they're not blaring the darn tomahawk chop for 4 quarters. And you just like, I didn't miss them, but I missed the chop. Like, their halftime show, it got better. But don't nobody go and sit down and watch UF play for halftime. Only reason you sit down is because the concession lines alone. And I just went to a UF game this year. Halftime, even the white folks get up. And they stand in line and get food. Or the Pride of the Sunshine doing their whole thing. It's a thing. Like, the band is part of the experience. And when you sat up there and said, I see some money that we can cut in athletics to give to this lady, when is she gonna bring $1 million? Because I can show you that the football team brings in millions. Like, they carry the athletic budget. Larry was bringing in millions, and y'all was paying him $500. I get inflation and everything else, but your house paid for. You're not gonna your house down here in Central Florida. I don't know you like that. I ain't gonna speculate on your pockets, but that's probably it is what it is. I'm gonna leave that there. You gonna be staying in a house in Tallahassee that's paid for. Is it in the greatest neighborhood? No. Is Publix close? Not absolutely. There's no Publix close to your house. Sorry, you want to stay in the president's mansion, the FAMU. They're going to renovate it. They're going to update it, do all these things. You got security around the corner all day long. Look, baby, your car paid for, your house paid for. You are INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means? She got her own car. She got her own house, and the university's paying for all of it. Sorry, doc. We ain't got no $400,000-$500,000 to add to the kitty. The number is the number, and they done told you they can meet up that 750, and that's it. When you start hitting $1 million range, you have to get $1 million students. And I'm not saying our students don't raise that. What I'm saying is you're gonna have to increase your enrollment to 15 to 20,000 to be able to pay somebody that kind of money. But when you have a system that has consistently held FAMU's enrollment down for good reason, because everybody can't get into FAMU. I get that. But on the flip side, actions have consequences. When you keep enrollment low, then that means the money you bring in from that other stuff is also low. It's easy for me to say increase student fees. Guess what? I ain't got to pay them. That's easy. Yeah, increase student fees. It ain't my problem. But you know what? Increase enrollment. When you increase enrollment, guess what happens? Even if you have a 3% alumni that gives like a school like Florida State, because you have 40,000 students, your 3% is very comparable to the 6% that the school across the street has, right? Numbers matter. Like, data matters. And when you're plucking data, make sure that the people that you're trying to use it against don't also know that some of this other stuff adds to the equation. It is not so linear that they only have a 6%. Well, the national average is 8. You talk about a school where how much of the school percentage gets Pell Grants and other need-based aid. Let's start accounting for that, because you start going to look across the street, even with a care program. FSU students, their percentage of students with a program that's targeted, where 100% almost get Pell Grants, is much lower than yours. I believe UF and Florida State had the lowest amount of Pell recipients by percentage, right? But you want to compare what's going on over there to what's going on with FAMU. Get all your data. Pull all your facts. And if you're going to pay this lady $1 million, you got to get FAMU to 20,000 students. You got to find a way to make more money. As a homeowner and all that kind of stuff, I love the idea of slashing property taxes. But guess what? When I dial 911, I need somebody to answer the phone. When I send my kids to school, I need somebody to teach them. You can't keep cutting stuff and get the same benefits. At some place, if you cut something and you increase something else, you got to take the money from someplace. Exactly. Like, if you really want to pay more for that meal, you got to have like 30,000 students. Because you're talking about what they pay at Florida State. Florida State has 46,000 students. You're talking about what they're paying at UF. UF is approaching 50, I think 56, 57,000 students. USF is no longer a system. They just now have everything. But USF is in the 50s of thousands. FIU, FAU are in 40, 50,000 student range. University of Central Florida, 70,000 students. FAMU has just crossed 10. Yeah. All of us are not assisting the aims and purposes of colleges and universities. I'm going to leave it at that. So, yes, I did use an objective against somebody that might be in my frat, because sometimes you got to. But again, if you're going to make it happen, you're going to have to increase the amount of revenue you bring in at a time when fewer Black men are going to college. Fewer of our students are able to get into college, and it's harder to get in. So at some point, you're going to have to make this make sense. Because as Miss Robbie used to say, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. All right, y'all. We're going to get to that fourth game on Sunday, and hopefully next week they give us some numbers, so they can know how much and how they're going to find a way to pay that lady. I think they're going to settle with $750,000. That's just my personal opinion. I think the numbers are going to make it to where you can't make it $1 million. Like, that's just me. I could be wrong. That could be my opinion. But we're going to see. All right, y'all. For everybody that's involved with HBCU Digital Network, the family, wife, the kids, everybody, appreciate y'all. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. And if they're still watching, go watch Brian and Kelvin. Go check them out. Go check OAG Strike Zone. Fang Exchange is on pause for a few weeks, as is the 220 Club. So get ready, though. Get your coins together, because y'all already know what's up. And hopefully we'll see you in Miami. It's about to be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!